best diets I've ever come across is the ketogenic diet. Ketosis is a state where your body burns fat. Now, we've been told for a long time fat is bad for you. Have zero fat this, zero fat that. And now we've learnt the truth of the matter is fat is not bad for you. There are some fats that are bad for you and some that are good for you. And if you eat fats, your body will burn fat. If you eat carbohydrates and sugars and things like that, your body will say, where's the fat, man? And, well, not where's the fat man. It'll say, where's the fat, man? And it will then start to store fat because that's what it prefers to use as a fuel. If you were to put sugar in your car, you'd kill it. You're putting sugar in your body and you are killing it. So I've cut out sugars, I've cut out all carbohydrates, and I've lost a heck of a lot of weight. I've put on some muscle like that, not much obviously, and I've lost a lot of weight. So in order to eat more fats and cut out carbohydrates and therefore not store fat around the midriff, on women it's on the thighs, on the butt, then we need to eat more fat. At the moment I'm eating a high dairy protein diet, so I eat a fair bit of cheese. So this morning's recipe is to do with cheese. Let me just get the stuff ready and we'll dive right in. Right, in this bowl I've got 250 grams of mozzarella. Buy a bag of mozzarella ready shredded. It makes it a lot easier. If you've got it all shredded in there and you go to the next process, you'll find it's working way better than a lump of mozzarella, which has it's like a congealed lump of cheese. Well, it's like a lump of cheese. It is a lump of cheese. I've also got in there a small tub of soft cheese. I had actually two tubs. One tub is normal soft cheese. The other one has got chives in it because it adds a bit of flavour. I now take this, and to make it easier to work, I put it in the microwave for about 90 seconds. There we go. That's me putting it in the microwave. Well, we'll give that 90 seconds. There we are, all melted. I might even give it 2 minutes if I'm feeling generous. And then you mash those two things together until they're all mashed together. You get the drift. See how that melts and turns into a mush? Once that's all mashed together, I then add 2 eggs. If you want, you can use duck eggs. I'm just using chicken eggs at the moment. Always use free range. Organic if you can get them, because that way you know they're not contaminated. And obviously as fresh as you can get. So mash those in until you've got a nice wet gooey treat. Next I take a couple of spoonfuls of baking powder. Wait! No! No! Wait! Baking powder. No. I didn't realise. I only just found out. It's got aluminium in it. You want baking soda or bicarbonate of soda. Bicarbonate of soda, the pure thing. Chuck that in. Mix it in again. And some garlic granules. There we go, just a spoonful or so. Doesn't have to be a lot. Once that's all mixed nicely, you can add the next ingredient, which is crushed almonds. Again, about 250 grams. I'm not one for going to extremes with measuring things. I tend to just put in what I feel like putting in. As you can see, that is getting fuller and fuller, and now this will dry it out slightly, and it'll also give it a bit more body. And the final thing you put in, when that's all done, is 250 grams of grated cheddar. I prefer a real strong cheddar. Now you can add to this herbs, spices. You can put in curry powder, you can put in allspice, you can put in anything you like. Spices, you don't need to put in salt. There's enough salt in the cheese. You can mix that all together. Once you've got all your ingredients in there, all mixed up, you're ready for the next stage, which is basically a drink of your choice. Leave this in the fridge for at least half an hour or to prove itself, and it will start to swell. Okay, I've cooled down and so has the mix. It's actually become quite solid. All you do now, get yourself a baking tray, put some greaseproof paper on it. You'll note I never use aluminium foil, just basically because it's no good for the brain. Aluminium foil, when you cook with it, it leaches into the food and leaves little bits of aluminium in there which you can take into your bloodstream. They end up stuck in your brain, causing Alzheimer's, memory problems and all sorts of things. So I never use the stuff. Don't like it anywhere near my food when it's being cooked. It's okay to wrap food in silver foil just to keep it fresh, but no good for actually cooking. And then you're all ready for the oven. Okay, so last night I dreamt about a dog-ligator. As we all know, that is a cross between an alligator and a dog. Anyway, the upshot was the dream was telling me do not use excess energy, conserve energy. You can't ever waste energy, but you can always conserve it. And so today I'm getting some linseed, sunflower and pumpkin seed all mixed together. Just pour a bunch in there. That's not too much, not too little. Some mixed herbs, not too much, not too little. A couple of pinches of sea salt. I always use Himalayan sea salt because it's been around for millions and millions of years without any contaminants. Absolutely pure salt, and it holds all the minerals you need. I might even just chuck in a bit of hot curry powders just today, just to make it a little bit different. Usually you can just do it as it is, leave it like it is. Then just add a splash of water and mix it in until you've got a paste. I should be telling you all about water in another episode. Anyway, you mix it up until you've got a paste, maybe a dash more in there. And this will go, oh yes, lovely. This will go to make you some crisps. You don't have to go overboard with squashing it out. It will be very flat in a minute. Somewhere my wife has got a really nice rolling pin, but I'm buggered if I can find it. I think she keeps it for those handicap occasions. That's all you do. Squash it out flat. You can then score it up. Whoa, just lightly like that. You don't have to cut right through the paper. That was a bit enthusiastic. Put that on a tray and you're ready to go. Stick it in the oven. Exercise doesn't have to make you sweat. You can do an easy, you can do an easy little exercise like this, which has been known in yoga for thousands of years, just to gain a bit of balance. We all know the importance of balance. Anybody who rides a bike knows that. But did you know that if you can stand on one foot for 10 or 20 seconds, your foot sends messages to your brain and your brain sends messages to your foot?
These messages don't just finish in the legs, they actually send messages throughout the whole body. It does take practice. Send messages throughout the, oh come on now, throughout the whole body, balancing all sorts of systems, your endocrine system, your breathing system, your heart and circulation systems. In fact, the whole works.
That's the end of the second one, folks. If you want to watch the first one, there's a link down there. There's also a link to something I did about minerals, so you might find that interesting, or at least a little entertaining. Till next month, and it is every month, I'll see you then.